porcupine quills.
Remember that story Uncle Jack told us?
About the porcupine who accidentally hurt his friend with his quills.
Oh, and his quills came out shooting without warning.
Uncle Jack could sure make up stories, eh?
What do you mean? Well, we all know that a porcupine can't really shoot his quills.
Yeah, we know that, but Uncle Jack knew what it took to tell a good story.
Okay, let's tell the story of Noko the Knight.
It is at the end of this hot African day that all the creatures of the night come out to play.
One of these curious little creatures is little Noko, a young crested porcupine with a big heart and even bigger dreams.
As soon as the sun started to disappear behind the beautiful Drakensberg mountains,
Noko scurried out of his family burrow to meet up with his friends at the Nature's Night School.
Mabudu the artful.
and Gwe, the leopard cub.
And Inyora, the African rock python.
All of whom are always happy to see him. Suddenly,
Noko was called back into his family burrow by his parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine were eagerly awaiting to share some exciting news with Noko.
Noko dropped his furry little head and reluctantly turned around, wandering lazily back home.
Upon his entrance at the burrow, Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine stood side by side.
brimming with pride, Mr. Porcupine gleefully announced
that Noko was soon to become a big brother.
Noko, who for so long was the only baby of the family, stood in front of his parents in shock.
Big brother? What do you mean I'm going to be a big brother? I am the baby of this family, and it is going to stay that way. But before his prickly parents could say another word,
Noko spun around on his little paws and dashed out of the family burrow.
into the darkness of the bushveld.
What are you? Oh.
Was meandering around restlessly in the darkness of the night.
Noko was overcome by a mixture of emotions. A little sad, a little unsure, and even a little jealous. How could this be? I'm not going to have enough time to play with Mommy and Daddy in the forest after school. By playing with Daddy, he teaches me valuable skills that I need to know as a growing boy. Like foraging for roots. and other activities in the forest and farmland. Now he's going to be too busy with the new baby and not have any time for me. And I'm going to have to share my room in the burrow with the new baby.
unbeknownst to him, Inyora, the African rock python, had slithered near to where he was and had overheard what Noko was saying. Oh, what's the matter, dear Noko?
At first, Noko was startled, as he thought he was alone.
Then, without warning,
Noko's quills rose into the shape of a crest, making him seem even bigger and scarier as he bellowed out. What are you doing here, Nyoka? And why are you listening in on me?
before Nyoka could reply,
Noko began to shake with anger, and his quills made a rattling noise, which seemed to be a warning, truly frightening Nyoka.
As his friend, Inyora was only trying to understand what was bothering Noko so much. Oh, but before he could ask another question, Noko's quills started shooting out at him. Why are you hurting me? I'm your friend.
as the wolf continued to shoot in his direction, Nyoka had no option but to quickly retreat to get far away from the sharp pain.
Back at Nature's Night School, Mabudu the artful
And Kwe, the leopard cub. two buddies, class is about to begin, just as she finished her sentence.
Instantly that Inyora, being sad, tired, and very uncomfortable.
Where have you been?
I was passing through the forest on my way to school when I came across Noko, and that porcupine seemed very unhappy. When I tried to find out what was bothering him so much, he started shaking with rage, and his quills started shooting out at me, painting my scaly skin. And it hurts.
That doesn't sound like Noko. Something must really be bothering him. Something must really be bothering him for this to happen, because he has such a kind heart and he truly cares for his friends.
He proceeded as Mabudu gently tried to remove the quills from Nyoka's side. Okay. When I stop being such a wuss, okay. Last one. Last one.
When in rushed Noko, all his friends were waiting for him.
Shy Mabudu plucked up the courage and stepped forward. Noko saw Mabudu step forward and realized something was amiss, because Mabudu rarely took the lead in their group.
Noko also saw his friend Inyoga curled up in pain behind his other friends and realized that Mabudu was about to address his poor behavior towards the snake. Noko dropped his head in shame and couldn't look his friend in the eye.
Noko, you are our friend, and we love you very much. This is why I come to you to understand what happened in the forest between you and Nyoka.
I just heard that my parents are having another baby porcupine, and that really shocked me. It made me feel all sorts of emotions, all of which I was trying to make sense of while I was in the forest. I thought I was alone when suddenly Nyoka startled me with this curious question, and before I knew it, my quills rose, and I couldn't stop myself from shaking. I know Nyoka meant well, but I was so caught up in these emotions that once my quills rose, I couldn't stop them from shooting out at anyone near me. I didn't need for my friends to get hurt.
Come on, guys.
Aww.
And you and Nyoka?
Yes! Thank you for sharing your feelings with us. We didn't understand why you had lashed out on our friend Inyoka with your sharp quills. We know that you have a good heart and that you wouldn't do anything to hurt anyone intentionally.
It means so much that you guys try to understand me instead of scolding me or even ignoring me. You guys are truly dear friends, and I appreciate you all so much. Buddy!
They all went out to play.
When in rushed one of their other friends, tiny dead dog, with her feathers all ruffled, and she was about to break.
Noko! Noko! Quick! Quick! You have to hurry back to your family's farm as they need you now! Quick!
Back at the burrow, Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine were anxiously waiting for their son to come back from school. Look at
While you're away, we unexpectedly welcome your little baby girl into the world.
Wow! She's so small and sweet, ever so precious. Son, you are now our little girl's big brother. And she is going to need her wise brother to teach her all those skills that we learned in the woods together. Are you up for this adventure?
Absolutely, Dad. This is my duty.
Last night.
Welcome, little lady. I am Noko, your big brother. And I will make sure you grow up strong like me. And I will protect you here in the Mpumalanga bushfight.
Tula, tula, mama, tula.